Newspapers from around the world. Joining me here today is our in-house analyst, Mr. Patrick Ido. Mr. Patrick, you're welcome.
Good morning, Ajia Alima. As a weekend.
Welcome. Yeah, fine, thank you. We are glad to begin a new
Another
week
week,
today. Yes. Well, as usual, we'll be reviewing 4 newspapers: The Nation newspaper, Vanguard, Daily Sun, and This Day newspaper. Starting with This Day newspaper, we are going into politics. Kwankwaso, here the top headline here says, Kwankwaso, I would never step down for Atiku Abubakar. The presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, has declined the speculation that he's going to step down for the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. They are not in the same party, so why should that be? Yes.
That over the weekend there was speculation in the media that the presidential candidate of NPP, Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, will be stepping down for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of PDP. And the news began to go viral on the internet that the northern agenda that Kwankwaso is from the north, Atiku is also from the north, so that they were taking some quarter that in order for the northern to have a one united, as in to present one candidate, as in that Rabi Kwankwaso will be stepping down for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And he came out yesterday, released a statement that he will not be, but in politics, one thing about politics is you can never rule anything out in politics. Forget that statement coming from me yesterday. What I'm saying, I'm not saying he's going to step down, but it is possibility. There is nothing. It doesn't even need to come out and say that he'll be stepping down. As in politics, it might not even come out.
So there is nothing impossible.
There is nothing impossible. There is impossible. No, there is not anything is possible in politics.
Yes.
Politics is all about. I keep saying it. It's all about negotiation, sacrifice, and in Nigerian context also. It is about interest. It's not about, as in for average politician, Nigerian politician, it's all about their interest. You are only going to do where your interest lies. That is what you are going to pursue. If it suits Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, if PDP bring out their terms and condition that if you step down for Alhaji Atiku, we are going to give you this. We are going to. He can negotiate that. If he thinks that he is not going to, if he thinks that he cannot win the election, and for him to, and he know that if he step down for a particular, it might not even be Atiku this time. It might even be Asiwaju Tinubu. If they can, it's about negotiation. It's about what they are bringing to the table, what they are offering, because. Take it or leave it. I think Alhaji Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, you cannot, when it comes to Nigerian politics also, you cannot rule him out. He's a factor, and he will always be a factor, especially in the northern Nigeria where he has a lot of court followership. So you cannot rule him out in politics, as you cannot totally rule him out. It will always be a factor. And I was not surprised when the news began to go viral, to spread, because we knew that he has a lot of followership, which all other candidates will be looking at, that if they can get him into their fold, he will be an asset. As in,
so the followership was like a threat to that of
you in politics. You need the numbers, you need the vote, you need the vote of everybody, no matter how small or how big. You need everybody. Even ordinary one single vote matters a lot in politics. So there is a need for, if they see there is a need for Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. But it's not only Atiku Abubakar that will be looking at the direction of Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. Other party. There was a time that Rabi Musa Kwankwaso even said he will be ready to work with the presidential candidate of APC, that they were friends, as in he said. So this are, as in as we inch closer to the election, we will continue to see something like this, as in. But yesterday he came out that he will never step down for Atiku. But from what I knew, from the little understanding of Nigeria in political context of Nigeria, that there is nothing
so
that
it
can happen, because it has happened before. There was a time that I could remember vividly during ACN, when Alhaji Atiku Abubakar when it's not even ACN, when Nuhu Ribadu contest under the ACN during that time. There was speculation that that he will be stepping down for Goodluck Jonathan. He contested. He used the platform of ACN, Action Congress of Nigeria at that time, and ACN denied the statement that time that he will never that their candidate will never step down for Jonathan. And when they did the election, even in the stronghold of ACN, in the stronghold where ACN have governors, they have governor in Ekiti, then they have governor in Ekiti, they have in Ondo, no, they have governor in Ekiti, they have in Oyo State, they have in Southwest State, even in Edo, in Southwest State and in Edo State, PDP won. It was only in Osun State that PDP did not win. Aregbesola was able to it was only one single state that Nuhu Ribadu as in one. What I'm trying to say here, this thing can be done behind the scene. As in, you don't need to come outside to say it. These are things that can be done behind the scene.
So this is just for the media.
This is just this might like what I said. Alhaji Rabiu Kwankwaso might be, as in, he might be sincere. He might be sincere with what he said yesterday that he's not going to stand. But also, when you take a look, as we can also look at it from political angle. Anything can happen. It doesn't need to even come out and say it that this thing can happen behind the scene. So, but beyond that also, if not because we are in our own democracy that is so peculiar, why will Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso step down for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar? Why?
Because he has his own agenda.
Because so why will he step down for him? Because this is, to me, I think it should be about conviction. What you are going to do for the country. If Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso believes in his ability, in his strength,
that's exactly my point. Then
so why will he now step down for Atiku Abubakar
on what basis? His ability? So speculations.
So are we saying Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is not qualified to rule Nigeria, to lead this country? This is a former governor of Kano State, for God's sake, a former governor, two-time former governor of Kano State, a former minister of defense, a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria. You can put it in any way. He is qualified, is eminently qualified to run for the office of Nigerian president. And when you take a second look, he's even younger than Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He's young, he's an engineer, so to me, I say he's qualified to run for the office, and he has the popularity. So where the speculation is coming from?
Because he was once a member of PDP, very recently.
That may be one of the factors. He was a member of PDP before he joined NPP. So he may be. So, and I think where the issue boils down is he is from the north. And Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and when you put it side by side, I think Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, they are the two candidates that are coming from the north. Maybe the speculation is coming from, in order for the north to present a formidable candidate, so that we have a unite front, so they will present it might just be a flight that was just thrown to media so that we can discuss it. This thing this thing might just be a mere speculation. Someone might be flying a kite that let us drop this into the media and see how the people will react, to it. So it might be part of it. It might be part, all these things. It might be a survey. All these things are just a game. It's a game. But like I said earlier, there is, for me, I don't think there is a need for Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso to step down for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar if truly he believes he can do the job. He can sell his candidature. He has been doing that. He has been going around the country meeting several people. So I think he can sell himself to Nigeria. He's qualified to run for the country, for the office, for God's sake. So all these things. But as you continue to move closer to the election, a lot of things also will unfold. You cannot even rule out. Tomorrow you might even hear that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar will be stepping down for Rabiu Musa. This thing someone might just throw a flight as let's throw this thing to the media. Let's see how people will react. So this thing will continue to happen as we reach closer to the election.
We'll go over to the next newspaper, The Nation newspaper. The lead headline here says 2023 G5 governors allies to sustain anti-Atiku moves. Our G5 governors are here
back
again.
I call them the comedians, because it's as if they are doing comedy to me.
And some people call it Governor Wike and his followers.
It's even unfortunate for me. You see them in Benue today. You see them. Do they even have time to as in to govern their state. When was the last time they were? Because you see them in Ibadan today, you see them in London. This thing to me, is it not a mere distraction? As in you were elected, as in they were elected, their primary responsibility, maybe they forgot, their primary responsibility is to their state.
Yes.
It's as if they've abandoned everything now for.
Not really sure, because recently Governor Wike commissioned some projects there in Rivers State, so I think you still remember.
Governor Wike is the ringleader, and I'm talking of
the rest. Oh,
the four.
yes.
Anywhere you see Governor Wike, you will see the four behind him, as in the four governors. It's as if they will be. The thing is part of, as in the sad reality of Nigerian politics.
Yeah.
No, as in no vision, nothing. They are just.
Although
there.
they are still insisting on the national chairman to step.
Yes, they said. Like I think it's Vanguard that is telling us is that
the nation
that Governor Wike, the G5 governor, they are bent on, as in making sure that they frustrate Atiku.
Yes.
I think, like what I have been saying, PDP as of today, it will take something extraordinary for PDP to emerge victorious. If as of today, if they continue along this path, I've said this several times. You cannot, there is no way 5 governors, as in you remove 5 governors from the governors of the
party,
PDP.
yeah.
So how many governors will you, as in left, will you have left? So I don't know why it's so difficult, why it is very difficult for PDP to unite. As in, what is there that cannot be resolved? I'll be asking myself several times, what is there? Is there anything? It's not that Atiku snatched a Wike wife. Not that Wike snatched. What is this? Should be.
Well, since the party is yet to meet their needs, I feel that's the reason why they are still.
What is their need? That Ayu should step down.
Yes.
If the party have not be able to meet their need now, is that why they will bring the roof down? Why? See, if they truly love the party,
Yes.
and the party is number one, I think, why can't you wait till after, if PDP emerge victorious at the end of the election, as in I think they should have waited that time, because for now the most important thing for them now is to emerge victorious first.
I don't think they want to wait till after general election.
That's what I'm saying. I think the most important thing,
Yes.
what they should be focused on now, as a responsible party men as party leaders, is how their party will emerge victorious at the poll. Because if the party did not emerge victorious at the poll, it will be a setback.
Yes.
For all of them, including the G5, everybody that were involved, they will tag themselves as failures, because that means your party will go another 4 years in opposition, which is not healthy for any political party. There is no party that want to be in opposition. So why can't we cross the first hurdle, which is the election? When you cross the first hurdle, this issue can be resolved amicably. When you cross the first hurdle, but like I said this earlier on this program, even if Wike, even if Ayu,
Yes.
the national chairman of the party now, if he resigned today
Yes.
from that office, that the G5 governor will bring up another excuse.
To
I mean, this is the fact. The G5 governor will bring out another excuse. It's as they've made their mind up about this issue.
to disrupt.
As into they are not ready to work with Atiku. This thing is not even about. It's not even about the national chairman. They are just using the national chairman as a small. Yes, they are just using the national chairman as excuse. If the national chairman resign today, they are not going to work with Atiku. I think it's about Atiku himself, Atiku as a person coming from the north. That is their problem. If Atiku, if Wike is not ready to work with Atiku, that is just the fact. The issue of national chairman is just a small screen, what they are using to cover up, as in that's their grooves where they. But I'm telling you, if Ayu step down, Wike will not work with him. Wike will even find, he might even say someone should also step down. So they are just using Atiku, they're just using Ayu as an excuse.
Although last week they had a closed door meeting with Atiku. So this today now it's going to describe like.
That is what I'm saying.
Yes.
You see them, they will go one step forward and
they
five step backward again. They will take a 5 step backward again. But is that today you might read a report that look like they are making a progress, that there will be a reconciliation, that
So this is
tomorrow
just trying to say
another
that
report will
Atiku
come
has
out.
not yet met their needs, and he's not. I don't think he's willing to, because It's taking a lot of time.
On the part that I have said it also on this program several times, that on the part of Atiku, you also expect him to take charge of his campaign, because he is the one that want to contest for the president. He's not Wike. Wike will not be on the ballot. He is the one that want to contest for the president. He is the one that is that should be in the forefront as of this negotiation, as in trying appealing to them, showing, let them know the reason why they should come together and unite behind him. I think he has not done enough. He has not done enough. Maybe Alhaji Atiku Abubakar think the election has already been won and lost. Maybe he think he has already won the election. Maybe he think he doesn't need them. You can never tell. Maybe he has done his own calculation. From his own calculation and analysis, he has come to the fact that he can do without them, as in the G5 governor. Maybe he think he can do without. You can never tell. This thing can happen, that he may have done his own analysis, his strengths and his weakness, and come out with a conclusion that without the G5 governors, he will win the election. Because if you are not thinking in that direction, you will be thinking that as a presidential candidate of a party that is going to election, you'll be thinking that he will be doing everything within his capacity to make sure that he bring them as the main fences, he bring all those aggrieved governors on board so that they can unite behind him, because he's not doing enough. He's not doing enough, and he needs, if he want to win this election, he will need to do more because to bring these guys on board. He needs them. You need them. 5 governors, you need them. You need them. You need to bring them on board. I think he should do more. Because he is the one that want to contest. He is the one that will be on the ballot. He is the one, if he lose, that's it. He's the one that will lose. So he should be the one. So he should be the one to lead the negotiation, to appeal to them, to appease them, for them to see the reason why they should come on board. I think he should do more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ito. Going over to the next newspaper, the Daily Sun newspaper. The lead headline here says, military gets order to film terrorists before election. The troops in the northeast and various military operations across the country have been directed by the Chief of Army Staff to stop terrorists and criminals from disrupting the 2023 poll. What do you have to say?
Here we go again. Here we go again. Giving order to do
that's the normal thing.
This is not the first time. How many order have you, as in?
I've heard
giving order. President will give order. How? But beyond that, I think I remember in 2015 election, when we want to have election in 2015, the former President Goodluck Jonathan also postponed. The election was postponed, as in, so that we can have so that the election can be postponed the election so that the military can have more time to confront the terrorists in the northeast. I think the election was postponed for 2 or 3 weeks to enable the military, as in tackle insecurity in the northeast then. So, and fortunately that time they were able to do some things, as in they were able to restore sanity to some part of the northeast, and the elections were conducted. So it's as if we are not in that situation now, but to avert that situation, maybe that is why the military chiefs gave order that the security should step it up. Tighten. I think it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing to do. It is what is expected of them that they are doing. But beyond that, Nigeria want to go. It's not only before the election that Nigeria should be secured. Even after the election, even after, before and after, we want to live in a secure country, as in a more peaceful country, in a country that is free of banditry, free of terrorism, kidnapping, abduction.
Said by December.
So we are looking. December is just next year.
Yes, by December we eliminate all terrorists.
So December is just 2 weeks. So we look forward. We are hoping that they will be able to do more, as in to secure the country, to make sure that lives and property are secure, even beyond the electionary period, even after the election, and give it to them. Over the last 1 month or so, you cannot, if you have been following the trend, you know that the military, they've done creditably well. They've done a good job, even in the northwest. We are not a lot of bandits, they've neutralized them. As in they've done a lot, they've restored a lot of sanity in some area. It's not before when you open your newspaper, you see 37 killed in Zamfara, 90 killed in Niger. But this day, when it has reduced, as in when you knew that it has even in the northeast, we are not hearing massive abduction, Boko Haram from one village to another. Abduction took place in one. So the military, they've done a perfect job over the recent few months. And what we should be doing, as in we Nigerians we should keep praising them, as in praising them and give them kudos when they do well. We should praise them, give them kudos. And when we feel that they need to step it up, we also need to encourage them on the need for them to do more. So that order is welcome. They should secure the country, is what we are expecting, is what we are hoping for. Even beyond the electionary period, we want to see a more secure Nigeria.
Although the security threats we are having now is the attack on the INEC offices.
Yes,
it has been common now.
Yeah, I think there was a report last week or so on Friday that IGP gave order that the commissioner of police should draft adequate security people to police to all the INEC offices across the Nigeria, which I think they should be they've done that. They also the federal government said they are going to deploy military into to secure the INEC office, which if deploying military will secure, as in guarantee the guarantee security at various INEC offices. Then they should do it. But my only worry, like I keep saying, is we should not overstretch our military. I think securing INEC offices shouldn't, as in I think the police should be able to secure, to be in charge of this, because bringing the military, because the military they are, it's as if they are everywhere. I was reading a report that military are in charge in peace operation, as in peacekeeping operation in like 33 states of the federation. As in, so when you now added this body to them also to also see, it's as if we are adding extra pressure. We are putting so much pressure on them, which is not supposed to be so. I think the police and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. What is the job of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps if they cannot secure INEC offices? I think their primary responsibility should be part of this, because what is their job? This guy, because they've been trained to carry arms, they are now carrying arms and ammunition. They can. So what's their job? What are they doing with the arms if they cannot use it to secure the INEC offices? This thing shouldn't be. We shouldn't be drafting military to this. If you cannot ordinary INEC or to secure ordinary office, we are bringing military. It shouldn't be so. We have police, we have Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, we have the DSS. If they cannot secure I think it's enough for them. As in, those the DSS, the Civil Defense and Police should be able to secure the INEC offices.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Thank you, Mr. Ido. Going over to the last newspaper, Vanguard newspaper. The lead headline here says Qatar World Cup opens with fanfare despite criticism. Qatar hosts the 2022 World Cup, and this is the first time in the Middle East.
Yesterday, Qatar was agog. Yesterday, it was. I watched the celebration, the opening ceremony. It was spectacular to behold. It was beautiful, and despite the initial doubts, initial criticism, despite as there was speculation that FIFA will withdraw the hosting rights to Qatar. There were a lot of things, a lot of issues, as in a lot of doubt that the football fiesta will not hold, that the FIFA will withdraw the hosting right. There were issue of banning alcohol. Qatar said they are not going to sell alcohol in the stadium. That they will create a special zone where they will sell alcohol. As in a lot of issues. So finally, the World Cup kick-started yesterday, and it was spectacular. And to the football fan across the globe, it was it's 4 years thing. So it's something that you'll be looking forward to. If you miss this this year edition,
Yeah,
you are
have
going
to.
to wait for another 4 years. So
Yes.
it's the biggest sporting show in the world, as in football. The FIFA World Cup that's the biggest. That's the
Yes, yeah.
pinnacle. You cannot get something bigger than that. There is no
That's
way
the
you can
fun
get
of it.
something bigger than the World Cup. So finally, it kickstarted yesterday. It was spectacular. As in the opening ceremony was fantastic. So we are looking forward to as in the football fans across the globe are looking forward
Are eager to
are
see,
eager to
yes.
see where how this pans out. But it's also unfortunate on the Nigeria side that we will
Yeah,
not
not-
we will be absent. We will be absent here, that we are not going to be participating in this year edition of the World Cup.
Yes.
But fortunately also you have the likes of other African countries that will
That'll
be
be there.
that will be there, that will be representing the continent. So we
I
are
think Ghana. is
Ghana. Fortunately, it was Ghana that snatched the ticket from us.
Yes.
So for me personally, I'm not going to be rooting for Ghana. No, I'm not going to
Why?
be rooting because they snatched the ticket from us.
But at least- at
and
least it's
Ghana
not-
and Nigeria, they've always been rivals. As when it comes to football,
Yes.
Ghana and Nigeria, we've always been a rival. The rivalry has always been there. So I'm not going to be rooting for Ghana. Fortunately, as in they are not going to be
So
getting
if you had the
support.
opportunity to go, you wouldn't
No,
go
no.
because of Ghana.
Even if I will go, but I will not be supporting them. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Even from here, I will not be supporting Ghana. I'll be praying that they should lose their match. That's
So
just.
who
That's
are
my
you
own
going to be
opinion.
supporting?
I'll
What
be rooting for
coun-
Senegal. I'll be rooting for Senegal. I'll be rooting for Tunisia. I will also be rooting for Cameroon. But for Ghana, please count me out. I'm not going to be supporting
Ghanaians, I
Ghana.
hope you're hearing
Yes,
this.
I'm not going to be supporting them. I'll be supporting. I'll be supporting Cameroon, Tunisia. I'll also be supporting what they call Senegal. Senegal is my number one country that I'll be supporting because I want them to do well. They are the number one team in Africa. So we are hoping that the Africa country that are representing the
Yes.
continent, we are hoping that they'll be able to do well. Even though we know that they are not going to win the World Cup, at least the least that we expect
Why
one of them.
having small hope?
No.
Yes.
So
They are not going to win the World Cup.
No, let me just be optimistic. Maybe
Yes.
they might win the World Cup, but something inside me
It
tells
says
me that
they will not win.
I should rule that one out. Even if they are not going to win the World Cup, at least we are hoping one of them gets to semi-final or
Yes.
quarter-final, so that at least
And celebrate
non-African country has ever gone beyond
Wow.
quarter-final.
Yes.
So the best we've got is quarter-final.
Yeah.
So this time maybe we will top it up and
Yeah,
end our
and
journey
then
at
kudos
center.
to
And
Qatar for the
Yeah.
beautiful stadiums there.
Those
I think
stadi-
created eight.
Those stadiums, they are fantastic,
Oh,
fantastic
yes.
stadium, fantastic architectural masterpiece. You
Mm,
cannot
yes,
take it away. And there were even speculation that at the end of the program, do you know that they said they will pack the stadium, as in
Dismantle
dismantle
it
them
and give it out.
and give it out. So
Yes.
they are even the one that where they played yesterday. There was speculation that they are sending that one to Uruguay when they.
Because I was curious, like after the World Cup, what are they going to use?
You can imagine the investment, as
Yes.
in you can imagine. And one thing, this thing also boils down to technology, as in
How
how
yeah.
technology has evolved over the time, as in for you to dismantle a stadium with, and in those stadium they have a big air conditioning in that stadium. A stadium,
Yes.
you screw stadium, you pack it and send. Technology has really evolved, and
Advanced.
you could see the environment yesterday, how beautiful it was to
Yes.
behold.
We are hoping to see more of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
of it. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Udo.
You are welcome.
Thank you, viewers, for joining us today. Don't forget to visit our website at www.abujacityjournal.com and also follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube on Abuja City Journal. Join us tomorrow for another edition of Newspaper Review live here on Abuja City Journal Television. I am Babali Halimatu Sadia. Have a nice day.